Right. Wednesday. Man, it is Wednesday. 4th of July Eve, Independence Day Eve, however you want to call it. But how you guys doing today, family? Hey, hit that subscribe button for me, man. I'm trying to grow the channel, The Black Superman. I do this for all my friends. I do this for you guys. We might not know each other just yet, but I'm doing it for you guys. The reason being is because the Black Superman is bigger than just the name. It's a calling. It was placed upon me, you know, like I mentioned that before. And in this particular video, it's very important that I drive home mentorship in men, you know, the proper masculinity, because there's a consensus that's going around where a lot of people in society think that masculinity is toxic. You know, case in point, like a lot of men is going through mental health crisis because a lot of men has been feeling like they've been forgotten by society, and a large portion of that society is women. And I'm gonna be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, lend me your ears, because what I'm about to say may be news for you. A lot of men do 99, let's say probably 90% of what they do is for women. It's always been like that. So that's why I tell my women humbly, just have to understand a little bit more about what men are coming from. I think we can't even get off the ground if we don't even understand each other. See, the world socioeconomically puts favor into like women movements, feminist movements. They got a lot of women empowerment. That's good, but what tends to happen, we had a more of a division between black women and men slowly over the last 30 years. And 30 years is from 0 to 30. That's like 30-year-olds. Anybody that's 30 and under that has glitches in their development falls into the start of the division between black women and men. Yeah, there's going to be the Pookies and Ray Rays. Yeah, there's going to be cheaters out here. There's going to be liars. But we have to understand each other first. And the next thing is like, we have to work on our character. A part of character is having self-control, the ability to have discipline. Like I said before, everybody talk about discipline and doing diet plans and going to the gym every day. Don't skip leg day. But yet they out here not really executing and exercising self-control and restraint when their options sexually is put in front of them. You know, people going on vacations and sleeping with people while they're on vacation and just hiding it, tucking it under the rug. And then the mindset is like, well, shit, they do it, we might as well do it. So now we got all this stuff that's trickling down to our children, preferably our young men. Now, when we have sound partnerships with men, we're going to have sound partnerships with men being able to have an understanding with women, and women have an understanding with men. And that's what we need, because we have like 60+% of boys are raised by single mothers, and there's a large percentage of schools in America that has like 90% of the educators or teachers are women. And then you go into the workforce, women, you know, women are going to college more, buying homes quicker than brothers. There's a lot of single women out here, especially in Atlanta. They got a home. A lot of guys and stuff probably still renting, you know. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just painting a picture statistically on why relationships is so important, and why leadership and mentorship and communication is so important, because we are all on the same team, you know, men and women. You know, a lot of what's going on, a lot of what's happening are trauma responses. I see all these videos about how women is this and men are that. It's all trauma responses. We have to reset the paradigm and look at the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is putting motion into where it needs to go. And that's prosperity, peace and prosperity. So that way we can flourish as families. You know, the nuclear family, I think is what they called it. You know, like it used to be black men and black women held it down, but we have so much degenerate influence. You know, we got all the unrealistic expectations that women have on brothers. We're taking them out, expensive lavish restaurants, because it's all about the experience. But I have news for you: like, the economy is not going to let so many people in, because it's getting increasingly harder to enjoy things because of inflation. I remember the recession in 2007 and 2008. During that recession, everybody hunkered down. You know, there was a lot of people that was like filing for divorce and stuff like that too. Like, these things right here really show your true colors on who you really married to. That's another thing too. That's another whole video. Just like COVID showed people true testimony on what they value and what they ain't gonna put up with and tolerate, and who they was sleeping their head next to every night during COVID. They realized like they weren't as compatible as they thought, man. People was beefing because of money and resources. Recession, 2007, and COVID with the vaccinations and the shutdown back in 2020. Now, with that being said, we in 2024. It's July. See, we moving. We already 7 months in. 7 months in July. It was just December, January. But we're in inflation. And we have to look at another thing about the inflation and the costs as something that we have to have a critical, strategic way in which we maneuver through our expenses. Having a budget for finances and stuff, and putting gas in the tank, maintenance on the car, food on the table. If you got children, how you gonna like pay for their extracurricular activities and such and so forth. But at the same time, we live in a world that's more modern than it was in 2007, because what we didn't have in 2007 is like TikTok, Instagram, all this stuff like that, skewing the mindset of what people should be doing in terms of consumers. But even back then, when people were filing for foreclosure, bankruptcy, losing jobs and stuff, people was doing temp services, hustling and stuff, and doing blue collar jobs. Now we live in an inflation, and people still required to go out on expensive trips, these expensive lavish ass dates, living in top notch, driving these expensive ass cars, like we not living in a damn inflation. Inflation is a precursor to warfare on the common people. I hope you guys know that. As a veteran myself, fought in foreign wars, inflation and recession is a sort of like a warfare for you, because it's a warfare on your checking account and your savings account and anything that you have in investments in. Anything that's going to make your living and your lifestyle comfortable. Ladies, just because a guy can't go to Cabo, Jamaica, Aruba every damn month does not mean he's not a good candidate to be a father of your child if y'all have children, or a good boyfriend, a good husband. You know, I get so sick inside of like, because I spent a lot of money. I had a lot of money, and I didn't have a lot of money. You know, you have to have a mouthpiece. You have to have a charisma, character. Ladies, look at that in guys. You know, we have to be physically attracted and stuff too, but it's gotten increasingly out of hand to the point of where everybody think that they have to move out here with a flex. You know, put motion in, like we going on trips to Vegas, Miami. Like, who gonna pay for all that, man? And really, you know, when you look at it, a lot of people only doing it because a lot of people are doing it. Everybody just copying. It's the hive mentality. It's the herd mentality. And then you got the broken ones that's going overseas and stuff, getting their backs blown out, getting rubs and massages. I get it. There's a large part of you that's out there just probably doing it, you know, because you're having a good time. But a lot of people are going out here and stuff, man, just like it comes with the package. You get your Airbnb, you get the total package, all that stuff, and you're gonna get the sex that goes on with it. And we just racking up the numbers, body count after body count after body count. You know, we're body counting it out like we some doggone snipers in the army, special operations. What's your body count? You know, you know. But so we increasing the numbers in that because that's like a sexual gratification again that requires self-control. We want to be outside so bad, you know, and we got a whole inflation going on where we're in the election season and we don't know who's going to be the new president, and based off of who's going to be the new president is going to determine how this country is going to be stood up in regards of the world superpower. You know, we got Russia, we got China, you know, we got Saudi Arabia, then we got all the other countries in between that's starting to like do partnerships and looking right at us and our boys, our men, because the United States military, the infantry, they gonna recruit your 18-year-olds, the 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds, and they're gonna start filling those combat jobs like they did back during, the time that we was finna go to war in Iraq. You know, tankers, Cav Scouts, Army Rangers. Get you some Green Berets. Let's go to jump school. Infantry guys, like guys that's gonna be dope kickers and trigger pullers. And I know this might sound, a little far-fetched, but it's a reality. Everything is governed from the nation's interest first. So it's important on how we look at our school systems and look at all the boys that comes from broken homes, single mothers. There's no man. A lot of men, you know what they say, statistics, go look it up. You know, most black men are locked up, incarcerated, dead, in jail, deadbeat, ain't no good, gay, whatever the case may be, man. We have to change that paradigm so that way we can bring trust back to us from our women and our children as men. You know, so that's what today's conversation is about, man. You know, and that's why I put that black Superman on my back. You know, I got the neck piece coming soon. I got the merch, the shirts coming soon, the Black Superman. The superhero persona, man. Well, I came up in the 80s and the 90s. I remember Mr. T, Arnold Schwarzenegger, you know, all those guys, Mike Tyson. Those were like surrogates that boys from my era looked up to. You know, wanted to emulate Mike Tyson. I wanted to be swole. I want to know how to fight like Mike Tyson. I was into Spawn, Marvel, Capcom, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's what inspired me to draw and become a creative and read and explore the world as a black man, being an intellectual, a nerd. It's okay. I love it. That's who I am. We need that. We gotta offset that, you know. Everybody's different. Everybody don't have to do what I'm doing, you know, per se. But the mindset and the center of gravity of our culture just needs to take a break on just being entertained to death, man. Just trying to smash hoes and because what you're doing, you're running through these women to the point of where you're reprogramming their mindset to where they're not gonna operate like the women that we used to remember them operating 20 years ago, because a lot of this stuff is trauma response, man. Like, y'all gotta like understand that, man. That's why I'm putting these videos out here. You know, follow me. Don't lose track of what I'm saying. Don't let this message go over your head, man. I'm just a brother living out here in ATL, just like you guys, man. You know, I'm just trying to build my proper procedures in terms of my program, my mentorship, my protection program for the women, and mentor the boys. You know, mentor and be an example for the little girls too. That's the most important now, because a lot of them are suffering too. They don't have no father, and that plays a part in the men that they end up sleeping with when they get older. The choices, because the resentment inside, that's on a subconscious level. You know, you got the conscious mind, then you got the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is 98% of your programming, from how you was raised, what people been taught, how people talk to you, how your parents talk to you, how much affection did you get or didn't get. That's a programming, man. A lot of people out here need to go to therapy, man. They got PTSD because they have unchecked trauma, and then it affects the children, because a lot of people out here are procreating. We've mastered the hookup culture. We get it, all right? We've mastered promiscuity. We get it. It's a dangerous game when everybody's promiscuous, because when everybody's promiscuous, to include women, there's no integrity. And when there's no integrity and you having that many sexual partners, there's no love. You're just getting it because it's a dopamine hit. It's like a person who can't stop gambling. It's like a person who can't stop drinking. You don't love it. You just want the satisfaction. Once you catch that nut, then what's next? You know, whatever happened to like wanting a wife. That's why we so hard on the women, because there's a lot of beautiful women out here. We just want a girlfriend who can flourish into a wife, you can see that potential will take care of the rest. We're in this high inflation going on right now, so we have to ease it back and really look at the bigger picture. Let's focus on yourself. Invest in yourself. Go ahead and get some certifications. Learn how to fight. Get your NAS on personal training certification. And I tell my fellas, I was out there shooting hoops with a lot of the teenagers the other day. They're getting trades, going to construction. That's a good field because it's closely related to real estate. These next generation and stuff, man, they're gonna have to learn how to invest. So I came up in a time where we was more consumers. I spent all this money paying to go in the clubs, popping bottles, VIP, going to Magic City, Strokers, all these strip clubs. I spent like 30 racks at minimum as a consumer over the last 20 years. Coming home to Atlanta City clubs, man, I don't have no stocks and shares in none of these places because I was a consumer. I wasn't really taught how to flip my deployment money when I was making all that tax-free money for Uncle Sam. You know what I'm saying? So I got to get it out the mud the hard way, exchanging time for money. But exchanging time for money is going to be played out, in the next couple of years. So these new kids is going to have to be ahead of us. So before we age out, fellas, we got to put some perspective and the rites of passage into some of these young men out here, man, because these young girls that have all this potential need somebody to protect them. We need gentlemen again, just like how we had the Nation of Islam and the Black Panthers, how they was like pillars of the community. They was giving back to the school system, or giving back to the women and children when they was locking all the men up, removing the men out of the household, leaving the women and children to fend for themselves. Like we still are trying to phase out of that toxic trauma from the 60s. It's 2024, baby. You know what I'm saying? We got to get ready to go. Don't be too distracted on what's going on, man. Remember, silent weapons for quiet wars. You feel me? And a lot of warfare, me being a veteran myself, see, I have an understanding on how warfare is fought. Warfare is fought right in front of all of our eyes, and it's in disguise because the government knows how the human brain works more than you know how it works. And those are secrets they ain't gonna share with you, but I share it with you, maybe in another video. But quiet weapons for silent wars, man, my friend. And warfare and influence and programming and indoctrination is all disguised in the form of entertainers and idols that you look up to. Everybody we've been looking up to since like back in the day, we starting to realize like their true colors. Look at Diddy, you know what I'm saying? Pedophiles and all that stuff. So anyway, I'm about to go to the gym, get my workout in, and then sharpen my skills and stuff, and just a little stuff on the heavy bag and stuff like that, man. Get some push-ups in, squats, come back home, smoke me a cigar by the pool. You know how it is. I'm the Black Superman, and I wanted to tap in. It's been a minute, it's been a few days. This is a new cell phone because last week I dropped my other Samsung phone, cracked the screen. So the image in this video may not compete with my old content, but don't worry about it, man. I'm still the Black Superman, Atlanta's own superhero. I carry everything on my back, man. I just want to tap in, man. I like jewelry, I like rings. It's my military ring, but I'm coming with a lot of stuff people been asking me about, the Black Superman logo, the shirts, my color schemes, and I want to put some fitness challenges together too, man. First place, second place, third place, man. You all tap in. I'm gonna start posting a lot of that, and based off of that, I'm gonna try to come up with some necklace charms, some bracelets, some rings for first place, gold, silver, how you want to do, and glasses, because you guys know I wear a lot of glasses in my content, so I like glasses, I like rings, watches, stuff like that, man. We just rebuild a community back up, man. And I want to just put some incentives out there to get a whole coalition of you guys, man. I watch a lot of content on YouTube, man, and I support a lot of content on YouTube, and I feel like I'm cut from that same cloth too, man. And I just want to do my part into the expanding consciousness, become more self-actualized. We'll get into more of that in some of my future episodes, man. Become self-actualized is the overall goal that all you guys should shoot for. Remember, what you tell yourself, the universe hears it through your subconscious and sends it up to the universal laws of attraction, and it's going to bring it to you. And it's for good or bad. Whatever your thoughts are, you can play it like that. So what you experience on the outside world is a reflection on the inside world. Don't forget that. Until next time, you guys stay focused, stay disciplined. The Black Superman has spoken. And I'll see you guys real soon. Peace.